Let's read.
Handy Dandy Helpful Hal, a book about helpfulness, by Michael P. Waite, illustrated by Gary Truesdale, read by Ben Hobbits. Dedicated to my niece, Peyton. There we were in our backyard. My wife and I were working hard. We had a giant list of chores, to be exact, 9,004. Both our children, Sam and Sue, told us they had things to do, like sipping slushy lemonade and on the hammock in the shade. As I wiped my sweaty brow and rested on my rusty plow, a funny fellow came my way. He crossed my lawn and said, "Good day." He pulled a wagon full of things, like tools and mops and paints and strings. That man had gadgets everywhere, inside his boots, up to his hair. He came right up and shook my hand. "Aha," he said, "you're just the man. I'm Handy Dandy Helpful Hal, the pooped-out parent's perfect pal." Hal went up to Sam and Sue and whispered in their ears, "Yoo-hoo! Up and at 'em, sleepyheads. Mom and Pop are pooped," he said. "Time for you to lend a hand. Better help them while you can. With all this lying around like slugs, I'm sure you'll both turn into glugs. I'm sure you've heard of glugs before. All they do is eat and snore. Giant things all green and chubby. Say there, Sam, you're getting tubby." Next thing I knew, my feet were dragging off the back of Hal's big wagon, through the door with one quick pounce, and up the stairs without a bounce. He rolled us into Sammy's room and handed Sam a purple broom. "Time to clean your room," he said. "Do you know how to make a bed? There are chores a kid can do. I've cleaned my room since I was 2. My wife and I were quite surprised. The kids cleaned up before our eyes. No sooner had they finished that than Hal called in the dog and cat. "I think these pets are yours," he said. "Every day they must be fed. A simple chore, I think you'll find. Let's try it once, if you don't mind." Sam and Sue each filled a dish with puppy pork and frisky fish. They filled the other bowls with water. Could this be my son and daughter? "Good," said Hal, and off he went, like a hound dog on a scent. At the kitchen sink he stopped and said, "I'll need you, Mom and Pop. These kids can wash the pots and pans, but they have tiny little hands, and so it's best if everyone joins in to get the dishes done." Before we knew what Hal was saying, soap was sudsing, water sprang. Soon we had those dishes clean, washed and dried just like a dream. "While we're here," said Helpful Hal, "shall we do more? I think we shall. Here we have the kitchen trash. You can dump it in a flash. Just put it in a plastic bag, and out you go. Don't let it drag." "Very nicely done," said Hal. "I told you I'm a parent's pal. Now off we go out to the yard. I'll bet these kids can wash a car." "Here's a chore we all can do," said Hal, and then the water flew. "I've washed at least 1,000,000 cars. I've washed the cars of movie stars. And if perhaps you think I'm fibbing, here's my first place washer's ribbon." Susie hosed, while Sammy scrubbed. We soaped and washed and wiped and rubbed. And soon that car was shiny bright. "Good job," said Hal. "You've done it all right. Now quickly, let's complete our chores. We'll pull some weeds since we're outdoors. Be sure you check with Mom or Pop so you don't yank a carrot top. Last of all, let's get the rake and pile these leaves for goodness sake. And when we've made a giant heap, it's lots of fun to take a leap." "There," said Hal. "I think we're done. Wasn't that a lot of fun? You were splendid, Sam and Sue. See the things that you can do. When you help your mom and dad, the chores don't really seem so bad, and everything gets done so soon that you still have the afternoon. Why not travel to the ocean? Don't forget your suntan lotion. How about a camping trip? Go to the pool and take a dip. A game of tennis, maybe 2. When did you last see the zoo?" "Thank you, Helpful Hal," I said. "You've taught our kids to make their beds. You show them how to feed the cat, and how to wash the car, in fact. You show them how to fold their clothes, and on your helping goes. But now that we have done our chores, there's something else to do outdoors. Swimming, zoos, and mountain hikes aren't the sort of things we like. I hope that you won't think us rude, but we have quite another mood." And with those words, my wife and I took our children at our side and crawled up on the hammock swing to do our very favorite thing. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not men. Colossians 3:23.